Alright, so check it, right? So I'm gonna explain a situation that I just had, right? So I move with a certain level of faith in everything I do, right? So I had a situation yesterday where something happened that for a second made me question my faith in a quote unquote higher power, right? Or God, or like your spirit God, your ancestors, right? So I had a situation, and and for a minute, or for longer than a minute, I started to question why this happened, right? So after I sat with it, you dig? After I sat with it for a minute, I didn't make no moves, I didn't take no action, I just sat with it for a minute and got some things situated that I needed to do after this thing happened, right? Which led up to my conclusion of this situation, right? So after it was all said and done, the situation that happened was to give me insight onto something else unrelated that I was questioning about, that I was asking about, that I was inquiring on. You dig? So in actuality, the situation that happened, right? The situation that happened because if it didn't happen, I wouldn't have took the steps needed to figure out, or it would have took longer for me to take the steps needed to figure out what was happening that was totally unrelated to that situation, right? So after that situation that happened, after I sat with it, and other answers came to me that gave me insight, like I said, into other situations I was dealing with. It just blew my mind open, right? So I'm saying this to say, if you lead by faith, or if you let your faith lead you, and you got a situation that you question God on, or the universe, or the all, however you coin it. If you got a situation that is going to make you almost go against that faith, sit with it for a minute. Watch everything that happens after it. Pay attention to the signs, pay attention to what people say, pay attention to, any kind of knowledge you get afterwards. You dig? Because we know, or we should know, that everything happens as it should, right? Everything happens for a bigger purpose. The universe is always trying to rebalance itself, or keep itself in balance. Because in duality, we got positive and negative. And all the time, Either one of those extremes is always ahead of the other. You know, so the universe is always trying to rebalance itself, because we got so many negative forces and positive forces that are trying to go against each other or trying to be ahead or whatever. You know, so the universe is always trying to rebalance itself or keep itself in balance. So know that everything that happens to you is happening for you. They're just trying to strengthen you. If you subscribe to the higher self, your higher self is always trying to lead you to that which can always bring you out the winner. You dig? Your higher self is always trying to bring you out the winner. Your higher self, your spirit guides, you know, your ancestors, they're always trying to bring you out to be the winner. So yeah, I just had to get that out while I was on my chest. You dig? So peace.